Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali team up for the buddy road film Green Book, and spoiler alert, Archie film critic thinks this can win the Oscar. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister, and I'm here with our chief film critic, Owen Gleiberman. All right, Owen, so we've seen this type of film before, the buddy road film, but what really makes Green Book different?
Well, I do think that Green Book is a very surprising movie, even though it has all these familiar elements. And I do think it could win the Oscar. I mean, look, I think the odds-on favorite at this point is probably A Star is Born. But if any movie were to win over that, I don't know, I might bet on this one.
As I'm writing this letter, I'm eating potato chips, and I'm starting to get thirsty. And you know this is pathetic, right? Tell me what you're trying to say.
I don't know. Yeah, I miss her.
Then say that. But do it in a manner that no one else has ever done it before. Something like, put this down.
Green Book is a buddy movie. It's a road movie. It's a liberal message movie about race. It's set in 1962, and that will allow people to maybe say, well, isn't it kind of safe to make a movie that makes a statement about race in America set in this old-fashioned retrograde world? Is that something that really speaks in a bold way to 2018? But I think the movie actually does. And part of it is just that it has been made by director Peter Farrelly, yes, one half of the Farrelly brothers, in a way that is so humane and soulful and with such extraordinary performances that we go on the journey with these two men, sort of the way we did in a movie like Rain Man, which was also a kind of formula commercial movie that transcended those elements. Once in a while, something comes along that does that, and I think Green Book does.
Let's talk about Mahershala Ali. He won the Oscar for Moonlight, making history as the first Muslim actor ever to win an Oscar. Do you think he can do it again? Is this an Oscar-worthy film for Mahershala?
Look, Mahershala Ali is still sort of an unknown quantity as an actor. And I think in Green Book, he proves that he is a total chameleon of an actor. This is based on a true story, and he plays the real-life jazz musician Don Shirley, who in 1962 is touring the South. He's playing piano. It's the Jim Crow South. It's incredibly dangerous. That's why he has this bodyguard along, this Italian meathead played by Viggo Mortensen. Mahershala Ali creates this wonderful, captivating, complex character, making Don Shirley this very aristocratic, high-spoken man who sort of says with his whole persona, he's kind of giving a message to the world, to the white world. He's saying, don't pigeonhole me, don't think you're above me, don't think you're more sophisticated or intellectual than I am. There's a vulnerability there because he's so invested in being this very high-minded jazz musician that there's a way that he doesn't want to come off his high horse. And of course, that's the reason the Viggo Mortensen character is there, to bring this guy down to his level, to kind of puncture his pretensions.
How is that?
Salty.
Have you ever considered becoming a food critic?
No. Not really. Why, is there money in that?
I'm just saying you have a marvelous way with words when describing food. Salty. So vivid one can almost taste it.
Hey, I'm just saying it's salty. And salt's cheating. Any cook can make things salty. To make it taste good without the salt, with just the other flavors. That's the trick.
Now, we have to talk about Viggo Mortensen because obviously the two actors really play off of each other the entire film. Now, Viggo, he's been nominated before for the Oscars, but he's never won.
I think Viggo Mortensen gives a truly great performance in Green Book. And you know, part of my point is that we look at this character, this sort of low-rent Italian guy from the outer boroughs who thinks with his muscles. And this kind of character has been a joke in movies for a million years. But Viggo Mortensen plays him like someone off The Sopranos. He makes him a real person. He gives him layers, makes him very sympathetic, and sort of thinks out the way that his mind works so that he's always fascinating, always convincing. I think it is really one of the best things that he's ever done.
After you saw Green Book at the Toronto Film Festival, you came back here to New York and you told me in the office this could win the Oscar.
Well, I think it's very much a movie of this moment because America is so divided and there's a lot of racial divisions. This is a movie about two very different men. They come together, they learn to have a kind of affection for each other and look out for each other. And there's something about the way these two actors work together. They bring something very genuine to this. And I think that this does feel like a kind of healing movie that I think is really going to strike a chord with people.
All right, thank you so much, Owen. And of course, as always, for more on Green Book, go to Variety.com or follow us on Twitter.